Hello everyone, CQ. I think I am live right now. So I've done another impromptu live stream today because I am, well, at the moment 6 meters is really going off here in Australia at the moment. It happened this morning. We started to notice some stations were coming in from the United States, and quite a few have worked them today. I have been fortunate enough to hear a couple. Now, I'll just stop monitoring that because otherwise that'll scroll through it. There's lots and lots of local stations here. But the first, if we scroll up a little bit more, where are we? Here we go. So you can see here we've got some. So N5DJ was VK3KU was trying to call him. A couple of calls there. AA5C was trying to be worked by ZL, and these are just stations that I'm hearing. So the stations on the right hand side, the call signs there are the ones that I've been hearing, and the ones on the left are the ones that they've been calling or they've been working. So there's been a lot of activity, and somewhere buried in here, I'm not exactly sure where it is. I think it's about halfway down the list here. I heard this morning the call sign AA5C. I'll find it here in a minute, and we'll be able to see what signal strength I was receiving it. So you can see here there's a whole pile. So K5NA, K9MK, K5, N5DG. They've all been worked here by VK3s all around this time period, and I was hearing the VK3 side of things. I wasn't hearing the US side of things. If I keep scrolling down through here, where am I? Oh, it's in here somewhere. I should have prepared this before going live, shouldn't I? But that's the case when it happens. So AA5AM was also working a local station nearby to me, VK7AC, and VK7AC's worked quite a few stations through the list. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through quickly. I've got to try and find it here. I don't reckon I will. It's probably easier if I open up the whoops, wrong log. If I open up the log, and no, that's need all. AA5C. Here we go. Okay, let me share this screen if I can. Yep. Okay, so you can see there, I heard AA5C in EM13 and he was -19, so very, very weak signal. But I'm only using a vertical antenna. I'm just using a diamond vertical V2000 antenna that's out the back. It's got about probably 10 meters of coax from here to the 7300, and I was very, very surprised to hear him. Then just shortly before going live, I decided to go live. I heard, if we scroll to the bottom, oh no, it's here on the right. I heard a CQ call from K7NN in DM42. Now, K7NN, if we have a look at his call sign, K7NN, he is in Tucson, Arizona. So I have seen quite a few Arizona stations being or trying to be worked anyway by some of the other stations, but I heard him twice at -18, and I called and called and called, as you can see here, but I wasn't receiving him. So it's been a little bit in and out. So who knows? We might be able to work some DX today. So I'll just start up Grid Tracker again and start monitoring again on the frequency and see who's working who. But I wonder if we've got any. How many have we got on the stream? So we've got 7 on the stream. I wonder if we've got any US viewers who have 6 meters and they want to point their beam this way with FT8. You might end up working some Australians. Hello to Marty KM6PRA. Good to see you first, and Ken as well there as well. Not sure what you mean, still can't get this to run. You might want to elaborate there. So yeah, it's the 2nd of January, and already we're seeing some DX. So hopefully, with any luck, well, it would be great if it happened on a live stream, but I'm not too sure that that's going to happen. But it's been in and out, and it's not very strong. But to be able to receive a signal from the US or on 6 using a vertical is really quite impressive. Well, to me, it is anyway. So I've had large Yagis and things like that over the last few years, and I've only been able to just receive the US on 6 using JT65. I've never heard the United States on FT8 until today, and there you go, it's a vertical. There we go. So W0XR's current ZL1AKW is trying to work W0XR. I'm hearing the ZL station at minus 13, but he's given a report of minus 19. So it's the ZLs are working. So in New Zealand, so they're working across to there. So there's that station K7NN. That's where he is located, and that's where I heard him. So that's rather impressive. The grid mapper software here decays. What have I got the decay set at? I'm not quite sure. Get out of the way. 34 minutes. So I don't have the other US station that I did here earlier on there. So yeah, it's pretty neat. Joseph says, what type of vertical are you running? So I did say I was running a Diamond V2000 vertical. I'll see if I can find, I do have a photo of it, and it is just a simple, it's the tri-band version. Here it is. So that's the antenna there. It's just a 2 meter, 70 centimeter, and 6 meters. So you put this this longer radial on, and you tune this radial for 6 meters. So basically, what it is it's actually an inverted L antenna. So your inverted L, yeah. Antenna, so you just it's like a dipole just fed in a L shape. So the feed's here, and this is one half of your dipole, and that's the other half there. So that incorporates the 6 meter portion. So it's a little bit directional, and while we're oops, we don't want to look at that. While we're waiting for some more stations to come through from on FT8, I will just show this. Let me just minimize all of that so that doesn't get in the way. Okay, so this is MMANA, which you've probably seen before, and I did model the antenna that I've got, the V2000 antenna, and if we actually model it here, you can see that because of it's actually slightly directional. So in the direction away from there's actually a bit of a null towards the longest radial, so there's a little bit of gain in that direction towards away from the radial. So the radial points in this direction, and there's a little bit of gain there. It's a bit of an interesting pattern, but I just thought I'd share that quickly because that might be assisting me a little bit, but it's obviously not as good as a Yagi antenna. Okay, so let's try and fire up. Oh, let's get a good tracker working again. I need more screens. Hello to Mike Mikau, SA3RIT. Hello, Ape. And yeah, I am doing that funny noise thing. Yeah, so as I was just explaining, I did hear here K7NN in DM42 on FT8 on 6 meters earlier on, but it's gone quiet again. But it does that. It seems to be. I heard the first US station I heard was probably about an hour ago, and then it took probably another 30 minutes before I heard another one, so it sort of comes and goes. You can see E51WL is in the Solomon Islands, I think, so he's working a few stations. Let me know if that FT8's too loud in the background. It doesn't sound too loud to me, but it probably does to you on the screen. So, 13,278 kilometers on a vertical. It's too bad I couldn't. I did call him a couple of times here, but he didn't obviously decode me. So, yeah, that's a bit of a pain. So hopefully, I'll be able to work another again. Might switch over to 10 meters because 10 meters might be open to the US. So might do that in a minute. Might want to comment too about my. I'm transparent now. I've got nothing behind me. There's a little bit of noise down here, but I've got my green screen up. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of that. In actual fact, I can show you that. There we go. Got my green screen behind me, so it needs to be a little bit better lit in this corner of the screen, but it's doing the best it can at the moment. So let me know how that looks. Hello VK3AWG as well in the chat. So yeah, we're pretty much just waiting now to see if we get any more DX pop up. I might change to, if I don't see any more US stations calling, I might change to 10 meters and see how we go. But yeah, 6 meters on a vertical antenna is quite impressive. It's actually a bit inconvenient today because I woke up this morning and I decided that I would put this together. Oh, if I can show this. I was actually going to put this together, but DX sort of takes precedence over putting up a DX commander. So that's a video coming soon. So I'm a bit bummed because it's a very nice day outside today and I want to put this together. So it's either DX or put an antenna up. So DX sort of wins. But that'll be a video coming soon. So K3ELG, okay, on nothing on 6 FT8 here. Yeah, I wonder whereabouts you're located. It seems to be a lot of it is... there was one station, I think, in Texas, but everything else has been on the west coast of the United States. So you never know. Just keep listening. There's quite a few VK stations that have their Yagis pointed towards the US and are calling CQ. Okay, well, I'm not seeing anything here at the moment on the screen. There's no stations calling. There's a ZL there calling CQDX, but he's not working anyone. So what I might do is I might switch over to... Let me switch over to 10. Because usually when 6 is open, 10 will be as well. So let's give that a go. Okay. So we're over on 10. Better just clear my map. Actually, no, I won't clear the map just yet. Because I'm not sure how many stations are going to be on 10. VK4 VP. VK1 JTX, both working each other. That's interesting. I thought it would have been... Just clear that map. And I'll call CQ. And let's see if we can work someone. See who hears us. I actually thought that there'd be more stations than this on 10. It's actually surprised me. Oh. Grid Tracker just still thinks that I'm trying to work K7NN. Hasn't picked up I'm calling CQ yet. So, what are you guys up to in the comments? I wonder if you've worked any DX lately. Are you? If we've got some US viewers, it would be great to if you've got some 6 meter stuff, swing it this way. See if you can hear anything, because you never know. It's interesting for those that are aware of how it all works. I'm thinking that it's not F layer, it's sporadic E, because the F layer all looks pretty much like it has every other day. Here we go. Well, let's work VK1JTX first. He's fairly close. Fairly short skip for 10 meters. But yeah, I think that it might be some sporadic E across the Pacific Ocean. So, because the sunspot cycle, the sunspot number's not up, and the real-time MUF is not up, and everything else is pretty much boring, really. So it must be sporadic E. That's why it sort of comes in and out randomly. Okay, we've got him in the log. So we've only got locals on 10. That's a bit disappointing. We'll go back to 6 in a minute if we don't see anything here. Better call this VK3. Seeing as though he was very nice to ask me for a contact. Hello, Aussie Ham Radio. Yes. What band or frequency? I'm on 10 at the moment, as you can see. Running FT8. So I'll just work these 2 stations. I've switched over to see if I can work something apart from Australia on 10, but now I've gone live, it's all gone quiet, so that'll be right. VK1JTX is sending -17. Did he not hear my 7.3? Mustn't have done. I'll let him know I got it. No worries, I get confused. You've got 2 call signs, VK3IK and VK3AWG as well. Hello, Northern California, K6BDY. I wonder, Ryan, if you have 6 meters, and if you have a Yagi, that's even better. Have a listen on FT8. I'm on 10 at the moment, but if we switch over back to 6, we've had quite a few stations happening, so from the United States, especially the West Coast. Okay, we've worked VK1 now. Someone else is tuning up near my frequency. So I reckon I'll have someone else calling me soon. Well, that's disappointing. I thought that there'd be more. But that's what happens when you go live on a stream. All the DX goes away. Maybe I can get outside and build my antenna like I was going to. It's just VK1JTX again. Yeah, okay, Ryan, no problems at all. I wonder what time it is over there. It must be, it must be late afternoon. It's only it's 10 past 11 here at the moment, so it's not too late here either. So I do have plenty of time today to build my DX Commander. So that would be ideal if I had that in the air, because I think that antenna would work a lot better than the one that I've got at the moment, especially on 10 meters. So yeah, nothing's being heard on. Nothing's happening on 6 at the moment. On 10, sorry. Give it one more round and then we might switch back. I'll bring up oh. Okay. So that's the end fed. And that's the vertical. So we're back on 6 now. Okay. What I was going to show was here in Australia, we have a thing called VK Spotter. And what we do on VK Spotter is we spot stations that we hear. So you can see here, so ZL at the moment, we've got a lot of activity happening here. So AA7A was worked by ZL4TT on FT8, 6 meters, WO7R. So it looks like all of the DX currently is going to ZL, not to VK at the moment. It was earlier. So and we've got a chat in here. So this is quite a good way for us to figure out what's going on with the DX and whether we've got anything happening. Oh, that's the ionogram. We don't need to look at that. I wanted to bring up this though. So this is the. Actually, we'll bring this one up first. This is the real-time MUF map. And you can see here that there's a couple of spots here where the MUF is about 37 megahertz, 35 megahertz, something like that. So it's not anything special. It sort of gets to that around this time and on a day-to-day basis. So this is a bit more of a better visualization. So there's nothing here on the F layer. So that's why it's sort of, I think that it might be sporadic E related. And if we actually go and have a look here at the at Solarham, the sunspot number's fairly low and the flux is fairly low. So yeah, it's interesting what's actually causing this. But yeah, it looks like it's so where's the hotspot at the moment? So the hotspot here, so Arizona, almost LA. But yeah, all West Coast stuff. So if you're watching and you're on the West Coast of the United States, tune over to FT8 on 6 and we'll see if we can hear you down here. Or work you. That'd be even better. So who have we got? What have we got? Any more stations here? We haven't. So AD6 ZL2WHO is working AD6 at the moment. So AD6D. So what I generally do here is I won't sort of blindly call CQ. I'll call CQ if I start to see American stations here. So like I explained before, on the left-hand side is the station that sorry, on the right-hand side is the station that is calling, that you can hear, that you're decoding, and the call sign on the left is the one that he's calling, or in this case here, someone's calling CQ. So I'm not hearing AD6D directly. I'm hearing ZL2WHO calling him with a signal report. So I usually wait until I see the US station. So North America's just lit up in red because ZL3NW is calling CQNA. Let's have a look here. Another example that I wanted to use was... Where was he? Here we go. So K7NN, he was calling CQ. So there were the two times that I heard him. So it's only over a space of 30 seconds that I was hearing him, and I called him several times afterwards, but he obviously didn't hear me. So it's a very, very, very short opening. So you've got to be quick and be watching what's happening. Otherwise, you do tend to miss it. But looks like the ZLs are having fun at the moment. So I appreciate everyone joining the stream anyway today and bearing with me as I try to be patient and work, see if we can work someone, or at least hear someone again. And hello to the 28 people joining in on the stream. Wonder whereabouts you're joining from. Just pop it in the chat. That would be good to hear whereabouts you are and how you're finding the DX in 2021. Looks like it's already happening here. So there's a few more stations starting to pop up on my list here now. So there's another. So W7RV, ZL3NW's got him at sending -17. So maybe it's starting to lift again. So hopefully it moves from ZL, which is... Oh, so I'm here. ZL is... Oh, where my finger's disappearing. Where that line's going. So they're currently working the states. Let's see if we can work some stations anyway while we wait. We may as well. Let's just pick a clear frequency though. That's probably a good thing. What is it? I think it's control. There we go. Hello. Well, you're not Chuck, so I don't know what to call you, from Tennessee. Good to have you on the stream. So I think generally the rule of thumb is when calling CQ as well, when it's DX, that we call second rather than first. That way we don't go over the top of the DX. So that the idea is everyone at one end of the path transmits on one cycle, and then everyone at the other end transmits on the other cycle. So I'm pretty sure that we transmit second over here. So we've got Pennsylvania in as well, and that is true. Yes, so it is worthwhile putting out a CQ call. Yeah, I'll clarify what I meant by that. So I wasn't blindly calling. Here we go. Wasn't blindly calling CQ because I wasn't hearing anything. Everyone else was working them, but I wasn't hearing any of them. But then as soon as I heard a couple of the US stations, so the ones that I did hear, that's when I would call CQ or try and call them directly if they were calling CQ as well. So very, very good point. So who are we working now? VK2 Bravo X-ray. So this is what happened last time when things got really strong. The local stuff got really strong too, so we're just starting to see a little bit more stuff popping up onto the waterfall here. I'll work VK5ZK. He's very strong. Could work him on sideband quite easily. And hello to Carl and Patrick as well. So, it's bad when you got a sneeze coming in. It doesn't. There we go. Oh dear. That's due to hay fever. Carl, you're local. I wonder how you're seeing, or if you've seen any US stations on 6 today or this morning. So we'll finish up working VK5ZK. Really, really strong signal. Okay, he's in the log. So yeah. It's a bit of a patience thing, isn't it? And thank you. I got a message there from VK3AWG. I'm not sure if links work in the chat or not. I don't think they do, unless you're a moderator. But I am aware of DX maps and the MUF. In fact, I'll bring that up in a minute. I'll bring that link up and we'll have a look. So there we go. So we've got ZL2WHO still trying to work W7RV at the moment. So whenever North America does come in, it's going to be, so you can see here, see that little patch there, that's very, very weak. If you can see that, it's going to be like that. So it's just going to pop up out of nowhere. So I've got to sort of keep two eyes on the screen. So there we go, a couple of ZLs calling the United States again. Hello Alan as well. I'm not sure how much activity actually is in Europe on 6, because I generally see, during our summer months at least, I see a lot more VKs working towards the US rather than working Europe. And I'm sure that it'd be great to work Europe on 6, but I'm not too sure how many there are. I I gather that over this water path is a little bit better than the other way. I don't know. I haven't seen a proper 6 meter opening at the top of the solar cycle. So, hello Jim as well. Good to have you on the stream. Okay, I'll bring up that DX maps. So I'm not seeing anything there. So this is another link from VK3AWG in the chat. So this is a bit of an MUF map, so it gives you an idea of where the sporadic E clouds are sort of hanging around and what sort of potential contacts you can have. So anything that's green or light green to green is 30 to 50 megs, so there's quite a lot happening around here. And of course this is all relatively accurate depending on how much data is being fed into the system. So data gets fed from Whisper and PSK Reporter, I think, into DX maps, and also I think it might be linked to our VK Spotter as well. So you can see here there's actually quite a large MUF sitting just over on this path here at 92 megahertz. So if that gets any higher, we might be able to use that as a mid path for 2 meters from Queensland, which is up here, and Tasmania. Not sure if I zoom out, will this show? No, that's just me clicking on grid path. I wonder if I can actually. That's not what I wanted. I sort of wanted to see if it pops them up on across this path here, but I don't think it does. It's a bit too much for it. But someone in the chat may know if there's a way of seeing if these squares pop up across this path to see what's going on. Especially if it's feeding data in from like 10 meters and things like that. So I'm hearing a little bit more activity now. What's happening there? Let's have a look. So a lot more. So still New Zealand, which is working across. So things are a little bit slow. So that was my fear that I had when I decided to go live. I thought, oh no, it's going to die off, and it's a little bit patient. You got to be patient. You just don't know what's going to happen. But again, yeah, I'm going to put my DX Commander together. So that should be a good video. So hopefully I can get that done today. So check or watch out for that over the next few weeks anyway, if I get that completed today. Just been reading the instructions on putting it together. It's been a good looks like it's going to be a good antenna for the situation that I've got here as well, and come very fast from Callum M0MCX as well. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, put in DX Commander into YouTube and you'll find his range of antennas, and I think that it's going to work very well. In fact, I think that it even works on 6 meters too, so that should be pretty good. Actually, that's probably a point. The problem is it's a ground-mounted vertical, so I'm not sure if it's going to work any better than the 6 meter antenna that I've got up at the moment. But if I do put it up, I can compare it to the Diamond and see how well it receives. I was going to build earlier on in in December last year, I was going to build a 6 meter Moxon antenna, and I was going to upload the video here, but I just ran out of time. And then I thought, well, we're coming into January. The season starts to wind down as far as sporadic E goes, and I thought, I won't build that antenna now. But it looks like I've been proven wrong again, and the DX is happening. So. Hello, Brendan VK3 match. Stay on. We need the decode frequencies so can use narrow filter. Yeah, I'm trying to see what I can hear, but I'm severely disadvantaged with just a vertical antenna here at the moment as far as hearing DX on 6 is concerned. I used to have a 6-element Yagi, and in actual fact, I may even have a photo of that as well. So I may as well show you that while it's while things are quiet. But the 6-element Yagi, I reckon I definitely would have heard several 6-meter stations today, which is a little bit unfortunate. It would have been good to work them. Whoa, there we go. Let me, oh no, it's flipped upside down as well. Let me move this around. Oh, it's back to front too. The joys of live streaming. There we go. So that's what my 6-meter Yagi used to look like. So what's that? It was 6 elements on a 6.5 meter boom. And I did hear the US quite a few times on JT65 using this antenna. I tried to work South America on it a few times. I never managed to be successful at that, but I did hear the US, which was good, which I thought was very, very good at the time. I'm very, very impressed that I managed to hear that station in Tucson today. In actual fact, I may send him a screenshot of that, and or send him this video anyway, and then he can watch it, and he might be rather impressed with that. So, and Jim says, great antenna. I've used Callum's instructions and cut links to homebrew my own. Very happy indeed. Minimal footprint. Yeah, so that's the situation that I've got here. It will be a minimum footprint issue that I've got here. So hopefully that will work very well. The thing that I've got here too is that I've got a lot of I've got a like a vegetable what do you call it, raised garden bed that's nearby where I'm going to put the antenna. I've also got it's also very close to some metal poles that hold up a deck, so I'm not exactly sure how they're going to interact with the antenna. I'm going to try and get them as far away as possible, of course, but it's going to be interesting to see how that affects things as well. Brendan says, which rotator are you using in the 6-foot section? Can you show a pic? That rotator is a Yaesu, or was a Yaesu G-1000DXC. Yaesu G-1000DXA. Yeah, it's in my cupboard. But that is the rotator, and that moved that antenna quite well. I used to have a Ken Pro rotator, which when the wind blew, it used to spin the antenna around. So I quickly got rid of that and got a Yaesu, which was better braked under the heavy winds that I used to get with that antenna up in the air. And of course, there was extra wind loading with the 2-meter antenna on top of it as well. So, hello to 36 on the stream. Veggie gardens, totally overrated. Well, I can tell you, Kyle, that there's no veggies in there at the moment. It's actually just flowers and weeds. So, and dirt. So, unfortunately, there's too much dirt in there. Otherwise, I'd move it. And it's not really mine either. I'm in a rental property, which, what do you call those? Do you call those HOAs over in America? I don't know what HOA actually stands for. I'd have to look it up. But we call them rental properties here. So, and no, we cannot grow Vegemite. If we could grow Vegemite on trees, we would, I'd be bottling that stuff and selling it, that's for sure. Hello from Japan. Greetings. Actually, we might, sometimes when we get this sort of opening, or these openings across to the US, we may see some activity across to Japan as well. You'll notice on Grid Tracker 2 from my previous streams that I've changed the map, so it should be a lot easier to see now, and some of the major cities are actually labelled on the map, so hopefully that helps with I was trying to view on a mobile device the other day and it was way too small. Okay, HOA, Homeowners Association. Right, well that doesn't give me all that much information, but I gather that means rentals. Is that a national thing, is it? Because we have rentals, but they're owned by landlords and they're all managed by various different well, they can either be managed directly by the landlord, or they can be managed by the by a real estate agent. Yes, if you can log into FT8 6 meters, that would be good. I haven't seen any Japanese stations today, and I haven't seen anyone working them, although they were the other day. So generally that happens later on in the day. It's 11:30 here in the morning, so Japan will probably start to, it's a bit random sometimes, isn't it? But I think a couple of days ago, Japan was sort of mid to late afternoon here. But I should have started streaming about 2 hours ago. Okay, it's like a body corporate. Yep, cool. I understand now. They are a pain. But yeah, I would move that veggie patch or raised garden bed, but I probably am not allowed to. Same. Yeah, okay. Yep. Well, in actual fact, I worried last time because we have inspections, of course, like everyone else does, and I put up some antennas, and I thought, oh, great, here we go. So the landlord's going to say something about the antennas, but no, nothing come of it. So I figure that if your landlord doesn't say anything about your antenna, it's either not high enough or you don't have enough of them. So you just keep putting more and more antennas up until they say something, and then you'll just take the last one that you put down, or the most insignificant one, and then you'll be okay. Okay, 15 meters. Yeah, I switched over a little while ago to 10 meters FT8, and all I was hearing was VK. So we've still got ZL, so WO7R, ZL2WHOs calling, but I'm not hearing I'm not seeing, any VKs working the US or trying to work the US, so it's obviously gone quiet. Yeah. So that anyway, that Commander antenna will be good. And he sent me some stickers. I was going to give him a promo, but might be in this box. I was very impressed with the wire that comes with this antenna. Oh, there we go. So yeah, we've got some stickers. I'll put those up as well. So it should be a good video to do. I've just got to work out how to mount my elements. I'm going to do an all. It is going to be a true all band vertical. I'm going to put all the way from all the HF bands, except for 160. But I'm going to do 80 meters. But maybe initially I won't do that. I'll just do leave that element off and put that in later on, because it won't look visually pleasing for the video. Because with 80 meters to incorporate it, you need to put a inverted L up, so and string the 80 meter wire across to a tree, which I've got nearby here. So yeah, I'll put that together, and hopefully that'll work very well. I'm keen to see how it's going to work on. I'm interested more in the higher HF bands, so sort of 17 meters and up. So hopefully we'll be able to work some stuff on that. And it'll be a good antenna. And I wonder if anyone who is watching the stream, if you have put up this DX Commander antenna, how you've gone with it being mounted near metal structures, because that's the thing that I'm interested in, whether we're going to have any issues there. Yeah, okay, Kyle. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, so so Kyle AA0Z put in the comments, 2 small towers attached to the rental house was okay, but as soon as he put the dipole up, that's what did it. He could keep the towers and the insignificant antenna can go. The dipole isn't needed if you've got 2 towers up. So yeah, choose the best antennas. Okay, Jim, short path in Europe on 10 every afternoon. Yeah, okay. So generally 10 meters is obviously it's the same here. It'll follow the sun. So It's the same with 6 as well. So the sun's starting to... Oh, my mouse is not working. The sun's starting to set here on the west coast, so we might see some sort of some activity hopefully soon. I don't want to sit here streaming and waste you guys time over there in the watching the stream and we don't get anything happening, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, Europe would be good on any band really. So we've also got so I'm not Chuck asked what HF antenna you're using at the moment. I'm using a N-fed half-wave antenna for 40 meters, so it's resonant on 40 and all the other bands are just harmonically related, so the tuner takes care of a majority of the band. So it's going to be good to have an antenna which has separate elements for each band or whichever bands I choose. So but I think I'll be having it as an all band antenna. Okay, so we've got some action in the chat. We've got VK, what was your call sign? Aussie Ham Radio, VK4BNQ, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. Has worked K7NN on 15 meters. I thought I saw him on 6 meters earlier. What's he doing on 15? He should get back on 6. Hopefully he's still calling or listening, because we don't want him on 15. We want him on 6. That's the challenge is. So if I bring up this window again, VK Spotter here. So we've still got those ZL stations are working. Where's that landing? So Arizona and Mexico, just R6RW. So yeah, we've got a lot of local stuff, lots and lots of local stuff happening. Happening at the moment. What am I doing? That's what I want to get rid of. While we're waiting around, we may as well call CQ. So we're up to hello. We've got 46 on the stream now. Good to see you. We might we can always switch back to 10 and see what's happening there, but it's been very quiet. XE2CQ. I've seen that call sign pop up a few times, and I'm not exactly sure where it is. Mexico. Yeah, so it was earlier on. There was a lot of Mexican stations were working through as well on 6. So it wasn't just the US. That's the only stations that I decoded. There was 2 US stations that I heard on my vertical antenna on FT8. So I haven't heard any stations from Mexico, but there's been quite a few on who have worked them. Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, that's right. I just quickly was zooming in. I wasn't really paying too much attention. But I think the 2 stations that I heard, they were I think they were both from Tucson in Arizona. So they both that was the hot spot. Okay, Chuck as well on the N-fed antenna, string some trees. Yes, it's very versatile antenna. I did a video on my channel about N-feds. There's also plenty of other videos about N-feds. If you check out some of the other YouTubers, the YouTubers bunch, they've done quite a few. I know the Smoking Ape's done quite a few videos on the N-fed antenna. Adam K6ARK portable radio, he's also done a few as well, so you can get some handy hints from him. Chris says, first time on your stream, Miami, Florida, and having some troubles getting the G90 on FT8. I don't have a G90, but I'm sure that you could find a video which would be able to help. I think Ham Radio Crash Course Josh might have a video on setting up the G90 for digital modes. If not, there'll be certainly one out there that would help you. Jim, the Diamond antenna will outperform the Commander on 6 meters. Yeah, I do think so. I did speak about that earlier on. The DX Commander doesn't have, out of the box, it doesn't have provision for a 6 meter element. I can easily add one, but the only problem is that the 6 meter element will be on the ground, and my Diamond antenna is going to be, well, my diamond antenna is about 6.5 meters off the ground. So I think that it's just going to be a little bit better to be able to. Sorry, I've gotten distracted. I got distracted here. The ZL1RS is giving W6RW a -0.1 report. That's very, very strong. So he is actually not really that far away. So if we have a look on the map, ZL1RS is here somewhere. For some reason he hasn't popped up on the map. But anyway, he's up here, the top end of New Zealand. So we've only got this small little stretch to reach where I am down here. So with any luck, we'll get some activity soon. But as I was saying about the DX Commander, the only problem with it is that it's ground mounted. So I don't think that putting a 6-meter element on it is going to be all that efficient. But you know, maybe it might be worth a try. It may work quite well. But I actually did have plans to swap out my diamond vertical with a 5/8 vertical and get a little bit higher off the ground as well. My current location is too small for a Yagi antenna. As I mentioned before, I had one before, but I'll probably end up building a Moxon or something like that and putting that up in the air, because that'll be a lot easier to manage than a full-size Yagi. But I've still got to build it. So ZL3NW is still calling CQ North America. I haven't heard anything here. In fact, there's been it's been all New Zealand. I'm not sure. I asked, what band did you work K6RK on a few days ago? I worked Adam on 17 meters, and if you go over to his channel, K6ARK Portable Radio, you'll see that he's got a video of his end of the conversation. Unfortunately, when I worked him, I didn't have my lighting or the camera set up here in the studio, so I couldn't record this end of the conversation. But yeah, it was really good to work Adam while he was portable up there, and we were only running both 100 watts each, so that was rather good. And okay, Chris, on using an NFED. Yeah, I think I've picked up quite a few subscribers and quite a few comments saying that they've enjoyed the NFED antenna, and also and I found it a very good antenna to get me on HF. But I've been reading and researching a lot about the DX Commander, and I really want to give it a go. So I'm going to do a good review on it and setting it up, and we'll see how we go with that antenna. So it should be good to try out. So we've still got 50, 55, 56 on the stream. Thank you very much for joining again. If this is the first time that you have joined, please consider subscribing below for more streams, because it can be a case where I can just randomly throw up a stream in the middle of the day if something like this happens, and you'll get notified if you hit the subscribe and the bell icon of that happening. And also please hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying this video as well. So signals are, that's a strong one. I can hear in my headset. I think that's a local though. Yeah, VK2 X-ray Alpha X-ray. Okay, so Radio Bro says, can you show how to set up Grid Tracker to work with WSJ-TX? Mine worked out of the box, but just in case yours doesn't, the first thing to do is install WSJ-TX, obviously. And if you go to settings and then, this is not showing, is it? Hold on. In the settings menu, there we go. So in the settings menu, the main thing that you need to have is, it's always good to enable PSK reporter spotting, because then you can report what you're hearing as well. But under UDP server, if you just leave it, it should be default, but set it to 127.0.0.1, and the port number is 2237, and just tick accept UDP request. Make sure that that's ticked so that Grid Tracker works properly. Then once you've done that, in Grid Tracker itself, if you open up the settings menu and then go to general, you'll see up here application status will tell you if it's up or if it's working. The UDP port is here, so 2237, and as long as your application status up here is, I guess in blue, I've never seen it when it's not working, but as long as it says WSJTX is up, and you can see here it's receiving and decoding and doing all sorts of stuff there, then you should be good to go. But yeah, I didn't know about Grid Tracker until I was watching and told about it through some other guys from the YouTubers bunch, and it's a great piece of software. If you want to change your map as well in settings under map, I've got the Street by Esri English, and you can change your path width and color and how long stations appear. Excuse me. So you can leave it. You could, I guess, leave it going all night and set this. Like, you can set this really high to hours and hours, and then you could see exactly what you heard on FT8, because FT8's not like Whisper where you can go back later and check it out. PSK Reporter, I suppose, does the same thing if you want to report to PSK Reporter and check it out. In actual fact, it's probably worth just having a look at PSK Reporter and seeing what is being heard. There was a comment there. Cody says, I was stoked to get into a satellite with my handheld earlier, and you were reaching across the ocean. Yeah, I suppose any time that you achieve anything that you don't expect in amateur radio, it's always a good feeling. Oh, look at this. Look who's doing that. CQ-A3P7KAPSD. Someone. That's either a false decode or someone being silly. But yeah, any achievement in amateur radio is a good one. That's definitely for sure. Alan says, I'm limited to an end-fed wire 10.6 meters long. Yeah, I can't get 160 on. I don't have enough space here, but the DX Commander will allow me to, at least on 80 meters, the vertical portion will go up a fair amount of the way that I need, and then I can string it over to a tree. I don't think I'll quite get 160 in here, but it might be worth trying though. I might be able to put another. Might be able to fit. What's a quarter wave on 160? 40 meters of wire. Might have a distant tree that I could fit. So that's actually a good thing that I might be able to try. Okay, PSK Reporter. Let's have a look here and see what we've heard in the last 3 hours. Can I go VK? I don't know what I need to put in here to make this. How do I make the show signals sent received by country of call sign VK using FT8 over the last. Oh, I want 15 minutes. How do I change that? Whoa. Okay, well that's there's plenty in Australia. How do I change it from 15 minutes? That's here we go. Well, if I put that in, that should show my. Why is all the others still on there? I don't use PSK Reporter that much. Ah, there we go. Oh, did I hear 3? There we go. I've just discovered I actually heard 3. So obviously there's stacks and stacks of Australian stations and New Zealand stations that I've been hearing. But this was the first one. So K7NN in Arizona at 13,265, and I spotted him at -18, so he was in Tucson. What's this? Is this a light? Must be a light for a city. Oh, it is. It's on the map. So that was the station that I knew that I'd spotted. This this station here, AA5C. Oh, hang on, there's another one there. Oh, wow. So AA5C, I spotted him. I thought that he was the first one. So 14,459 kilometers, and he is -9. He was -19, so 1 dB better than the other station. I might see if I can correlate the times. I'm pretty sure these were all early morning, 22:26 UTC GMT. Yeah. And so this guy was 8 minutes later, AA5 AM, almost right next door. So he was -17, so he was a little bit stronger. So it's actually 4 stations. Wow. And then NZ5F, he was -20, so right on the fringes there in Texas at 22:31. So the most recent station that I heard, so AA5C was the first station that I heard at 22:26 GMT or UTC time. Then I heard NZ5F in Texas, and he was, 5 minutes later, 22:31, which is around about, it's about 9:30 AM here local, so it was a couple of hours ago. And then the other station I heard, approximately 3 minutes later, AA5 AM in Texas. And then it wasn't until another hour later, hour and 10 minutes later, which is getting on about an hour ago now, I heard K7NN in Arizona. So, yeah, wow, more than I actually thought. So that's pretty cool. All on that diamond vertical antenna. So pretty impressive. Here we go. So we've got some more action happening. KE7GRO. So we've got him working ZL2. And a couple of others in here as well. So, yeah, great. Hello to Andy as well. Good to see you in the chat there as well. Also to Victor from Argentina. Good to see you there. Oh, I'm duplicating my screens. Got too much running. And also to, who else have we got in the chat? And Joseph as well. Go to display options and hide faint monitors. Yeah, I need to set up my OBS a little bit better. But yeah, that's pretty good. I really wish that I had a better antenna up, because I think that I would do a lot better if I did, and I would certainly be able to work hopefully some of those stations. It looks like some other stations are starting to shorten up. So this station here, VK3 Foxtrot Zulu, he is only about 500 or 600 kilometers away from me here, and that's indicating that we're starting to see some short skip starting to appear again, which was exactly the same conditions as this morning when the US was starting to come in. So it might be just that little bit of that little path that I need to get to extend me to the US. So just that little bit more. I'm Not Chuck says, I wonder what is the mix of is vertical versus horizontal polarization on 6 meters. It's an interesting question, and I think that on sporadically it doesn't really matter too much. You're probably going to get stronger signals if you use the same polarization, but I guess this sort of proves that even if you have a vertical, because no doubt the US end was running a horizontal Yagi, there's no way that I'd be able to hear them on a vertical to vertical, I assume, so I'll ask them anyway, but there's no way I'd be able to hear them using any kind of vertical, and they're probably using, because I think you guys can run kilowatts of power over there in the United States, so probably running quite a lot of power. So when I tried to call back, I was using 100 watts out of the 7300. So if I'm decoding them at minus 18 and they're running a kilowatt, then there's probably no way that they're going to hear me. So, but yeah, it's interesting. Vertical to horizontal, I'm not sure how much of a difference it makes. But I think that you just put the antenna that you've got and the biggest antenna that you can put up. So and then you can see how it's better than no antenna at all anyway. What button did you push on Grid Tracker to show those real-time QSOs between mainland and New Zealand? So I didn't press any button at all. So what happens is that when you can hear both stations, I believe it's when you can hear both stations, might be wrong there. I think that's when it draws the line, or it may be just when you can hear one station, it will draw the line and show there. So who's that? That's who have we got there? We've got ZL1 AKW, I think it is, working VK3XN or something like that. Yeah, so I believe that's what it is. It happens automatically. It's nothing that you sort of press. Andy says vertical is better for sporadic key. I've noticed that this year, because I had a Yagi antenna up last year, a horizontal Yagi, and of course with a Yagi you've got to point it in the direction that you want, that you know where the DX is coming from. And with a vertical antenna, because it's omnidirectional, I'm hearing everything at the moment. It might not be as strong, but I'm starting to consider now that when I do get my Yagi antenna back or some sort of directional antenna back, I may leave the vertical up and use that initially to see what I'm hearing, and then move the Yagi in the direction of the DX and where it's coming from, and then just do a bit of a comparison between the two. That would be an interesting video, but that won't be. It won't be for a while. Unfortunately, the antenna won't fit here. So there's an interesting call sign, E51BQ. That's a new call sign that I haven't seen. I still think that is Solomon Islands. E51BQ. I'm not hearing them, but I am seeing people call them. Once QRZ loads properly, I'll be able to tell you where it is. South Cook Islands. So, South Cook Islands. That would be a very good one to have in the log, because I have worked E51 Whiskey Lima before, but I have not worked that call sign. If anyone knows in PSK Reporter how to show the 6 meter, if I can bring this up. If anyone knows in PSK Reporter how to show the signals over the last last hour or two between, what's that drawn? That's not real time. No, because I hovered over it. If anyone knows how to show the stations that have appeared on the map here, and what I need to input in here, because I think I got it right. Maybe it's show countries. Does that show signals sent, received by country of call sign, VK, using FT8 over the last 15 minutes. I don't know how. So I've got that, but I don't have any way of changing that to longer. I wanted to see what it's like over the last hour. Or how do I put the United States in here? Because you've got so many different call signs. I can't show that, but that'd be interesting, because I'd like to use PSK Reporter and see how many lines are actually being drawn between Z. Actually, we could do ZL. Let's do that. Will that show me? So that's showing me a little bit more. So over the last 15 minutes, ZL's heard quite a few. Oh, here's one in San Diego. K6ZH. And that was very recently, in the last 5 to 10 minutes. So there is still quite a bit about it. It's just not landing here at the moment. The question has been asked, what city are you near in Tasmania? I am in Hobart, which is the capital of Tasmania. If I actually zoom in on Grid Tracker, I am down here in Hobart, so the very, very far south. And pretty much all there's been, I think, all up the east coast of Australia here has all worked the US today, or been able to at least hear them. ZL, it sounds like it's all landing in ZL anyway at the moment. It's the place to be. Not hearing any sort of exotic call signs. Might call CQ and we'll see what it can hear. I keep looking down here because I get alerts on my phone from a program that I use called Whisper Alert, which alerts me to any 6 meter activity that's happening. And of course, I'm getting lots and lots of alerts at the moment. So that's a great program to try and use. In actual fact, I'll give it a plug now while we're doing that. I'll just keep an eye on that other window just in case I get anyone calling me, which I did. VK3KTT Steve. Actually, he's a very strong signal. So once again, I said again that the paths were shortening up when we had the DX before happening. And Steve is in Melbourne, which is not that far away. So hopefully we can get the US back. Okay, so I got Steve in the log. Steve's probably actually on the stream. Steve is on the stream. So thank you for the contact. Hello, Brooke, as well. Good to have you, Brooke. And Chris, thank you for the info on PSK Reporter. I'll put that in a minute. So what I was going to show was this. So if you go to VK4ADC's website, there's a software called Whisper View software for Windows. So if you run Whisper, this software you can sort by spotted or spotter. There's lots and lots of information here on this software. But basically what I do with this is I set it up so that if I hear stations within a certain criteria, so within a certain amount of distance away, time or signal, it will appear on this list, and you can even get this to email you. So I have an email address which I use, which continually emails me spots and reports, and I'll get information to let me know when the band's open. So I generally use this for looking for short 6 meter openings. So within several 100 kilometers or so, or up to about 1,000 kilometers, and then it will let me know if it gets above a certain signal to noise ratio. And then once I know that, I can try to oh, here we go, I'm missing all these stations. I can try to work them on 2 meters. I apologise if anyone was watching on the stream and they were trying to work me. It's too busy yabbering. So VK4BFQ, we'll get him in the log. And see if I'll get that PSK reporter stuff going soon, Chris. I do appreciate you sending me that information. VK4 BFQ is not responding to me now. Oh, it's fairly weak, that's probably why. If not, I'll try the ZL. ZL1BLZ. Yeah, we'll try ZL. I've been also logging my contacts using WSJT as well. There is a box that you can tick to log your contacts in WSJTX, and then it logs it to an ADI file. And I manually moved that file to QRZ or manually imported into QRZ. I found out in Grid Tracker that you can do this automatically, but I think you can only do it with a paid subscription from QRZ. So I'd be interested to know if you can do it another way, because it is a bit of a pain having to go and manually log all of your contacts and import into QRZ, which I'm using as a logbook at the moment because I figure it's just the easiest. So ZL1BLZ is in the log. VK3 Mike Hotel. There's a familiar call sign, someone who is in the chat. So thank you for calling me. And okay, Chris, and hello to Bob as well. Thank you very much. Same to you as well. I didn't know that you held a ZL call sign, so I'm learning all the time. I thought you were located in VK4. ZLs are working at each other now. Excuse me. So Chris, QRZ auto upload and or download are via paid subscription only. Okay. I wonder how much it is. If it's might be worth my while purchasing, because I think that's probably a worthwhile thing to do. VK3 IK log for old man. I did install log for OM on my PC, but I just found that it was just out of the box. It wasn't very user friendly. There was like, I opened up the box and it was like, whoa, all these menus and all these settings, and I was just like, I just want to have a basic logging software. That's all I want. So maybe I need to go back and revisit the manual or do a video on it or something, because yeah, I just was a bit overwhelmed by it. Okay, 3 Mike Hotel, you're not hearing me, or you're not responding to me, so it's probably faded out. But yeah, I did look at log for OM, so I wonder why that does automatically log to QRZ then. Does that do that without a paid subscription? But I'll have to look into it. Hello, Joe, as well, California. Good to see you there. We've had quite a few West Coast stations on FT8 6 today. A couple of Mexican stations, I think, and also Tucson, and the furthest Arizona, and the furthest I heard was in Texas. So okay, so you do need the paid sub. Yep. And yeah, I did want to just have simple software, and I was just using QRZ, and I just load up the QRZ page. If I'm doing a SSB contact, I'll log it in there. It's not that intuitive, but I just wanted something simple. Who is that that's got a really strong signal? VK5 Delta Kilo. Still trying to work E51 BQ. With any luck, we might hear that station. But I keep saying that and it doesn't happen. We also do have, I'm not sure if you're watching on the stream, Chuck KK6USY is trying 6 meters again. He's just sent me a message. So hopefully we hear him. I'm just checking some of the other various spotting programs to see if anything's happening. Just a couple. It's an E51 BQ, which I still haven't heard or seen yet. So hopefully, I keep saying this, hopefully the band opens. And it's one of the things with 6 meters that it can just pop up out of nowhere, and I almost can guarantee that if I finish the stream, I'll probably continue. I'll go for a little bit longer, but I can almost guarantee that as soon as I stop the stream, we'll definitely get an opening, and I'll be frantically trying to restream again. But I think it'll be over by that point. I'll be outside and I'll be setting up my DX Commander antenna. But they don't call it the magic band for nothing. It can be a pain, or it can be good. There's a new station. Haven't heard him. Who's that? Oh, so we've got N3IZN. So N3IZN is trying to work ZL2, or ZL2 OK is trying to work N3IZN. And I think that Chris is in San Diego, and he runs a whisper beacon pointed towards VK at this time of year, and it's very handy because he's gotten quite a few spots this end, so it's very handy to have that. It looks like he might be successful in having a contact with ZL2OK, so really helps to have you guys in the United States who are watching being able to work us down here, especially considering it's your winter and sort of 6 meters is more of a summer type band. A lot of VK stations I think also need to start operating in our winter as well and try the path back the other way. It's handy to have stations on the air, because none of this would be possible. We wouldn't know about any of this if no one was on the air, of course. So that's why I don't mind FT8 in the fact that at least it's getting a lot of activity back on the bands. So, and eventually, soon, when things start to improve, we'll start to see some more stuff happening as far as sideband into places like the US. Hi to Chuck, KK6USY Ham Radio Adventures. Chuck is also trying on 6 meters. I'm not sure if you've been successful, Chuck, but you can see there on the map that ZL New Zealand, down here, down there, you might be successful to them at the moment. If you haven't already, check out Chuck's channel. He's got quite a few good videos on his channel. I think he's got a couple of mocks on videos and some antennas as well. So go over to Chuck's channel and subscribe to him. I'll put a link in the chat so you guys can go and check it out. So we've got some more stuff happening at the moment. So K7JA is ZL3RC. So ZL3RC is Roger. He's in the middle of New Zealand. He's trying to work K7JA. So it's good. So we're starting to see the other good thing about, even though I can't see any of the US stations, I can see others who are working them. So if you're using FT8 and you can see others working, then you know that it may possibly open up towards you. So that's a good little tip as well, is to check out what others are doing, and you can do that on PSK Reporter or just on the air as well. VK3 Mike Hotel says I was plus 10 and then gone the next. Yeah, that's the nature of 6 meters, isn't it? So Steve VK3KTT says, what antenna are you using? I mentioned before that I was using a Diamond V2000 vertical antenna, which I had a photo of somewhere, and it's about 6.5 meters off the ground. There's nothing special. It's actually just it's 6.5 meters off the ground, but it's actually right next to a metal roof, which is only about 1 meter or 2 meters away. So it's just in the backyard here. So I'm quite surprised actually at how well it's worked. Richard E, you must be using a DX Commander on 6 meters. No, I am not, but I will be putting up a DX Commander soon, and it'd be interesting to see how that does perform. Okay, Chuck's not having a lot of luck. Just maybe just keep listening if you can. I'm not sure what time it is over there, but if it's close to having to go to bed over there, then you might be able to leave your radio running and report to PSK Reporter or something and check it in the morning. And the upstaters says dead as a doornail in New York. Yeah, sort of the wrong side of the country from what we've been seeing anyway for working the DX. Brian asks, what's your above sea level? I'm only about 50 meters above sea level, so I'm not very high at all. I'm actually down in a dip. I'm in a little bit of a valley as well, so it's not really that good. Okay, so Chuck's hearing something just now. Just getting dark right now. Okay, I wonder what you're hearing. Hopefully it's ZL. So what I might do is, I saw in the chat from Chris, if I can scroll up. Chris put, if I go to PSK Reporter and I put country of call sign and I put his call sign in, then it should show all of US. Okay, cool. It's still showing. It's still only showing me the last 15 minutes, so that'll show countries that you've heard, but I want signal sent received by country of call sign FT8. It's still stuck at 15 minutes, so I wanted that a little bit longer, if that's possible. I'm not sure if these any settings there. If I do put in ZL, I know that ZLs have been working quite a few. At least that gives me some sort of idea there. Oh, so sorry, I was saying that E51WL was in the Solomon Islands. He is in the North Cook Islands, and E51BQ is in the South Cook Islands. So apologies for that mistake there, but he's working quite a few stations. I think if we put in VK over the last 15 minutes, I don't think, yeah, so VK's only worked out that far. We haven't quite cracked the US yet, so but all good things come to those who wait, right? Certainly sounds good. So Brooke says, had to take down my DX Commander down today. Cannot start with the high winds up on this hill I'm on in Texas. I thought there were no hills in Texas. No doubt you're familiar with Ham Radio 2.0. Jason and I remember a little while ago saying on a stream he should start to do some SOTA, but he said he can't because there's no hills in Texas. So you must be on the only hill in Texas, Brooke. ZL4KYH says he has heard a North Cook Island station. That's great. PSK Reporter only allows 15 minutes because otherwise it could be a massive query with too many results. That is true. That is one thing that that WhisperNet suffers from, that we've seen over the last... Oh, hang on. E51WL. I've just noticed. I've just seen his call sign. There it is. that's a direct. That's me hearing him direct. Let me see if I can hear him. If I can call him rather. He's working VK3FZ. I better pick a clear frequency too. So, I probably should have stayed on his frequency, but that's okay. I don't want to go over the top of anyone else. I should appear on the left-hand side. So I have worked E51 Whiskey Lima before. Not on a vertical. Let me start Grid Tracker. Grid Tracker's... Unless you open up the window Grid Tracker, it doesn't populate on the screen. So I've got a couple of I've got a couple of signals there. He's been calling other stations, and working other stations. So with any luck, I might be able to work him. So he's at 1696 on the waterfall. So he's about here. So you can see he's very, very weak. So that's a good sign. I didn't decode him that last round. Oh, it's typical. I was talking about something else and got distracted. And okay, Brooke, close to the tallest hill in Texas. Yeah, well, we've got plenty of mountains here. Okay, so no, I did decode. So he's trying to work as many stations as possible. So he sent a 7-3. Then he sent a signal report to VK3 Golf Alpha at -4. Might be worth me moving to his frequency and calling him directly on it rather than being off to the side in a clear space. So he's just said 7-3 to VK3GA, so let's pounce on him now and see if we can get him. E51 WL Cook Islands. It's a fairly long distance away. -9. That's actually strong. Oh, hang on. He's getting stronger now. Here we go. -1. Wow. It's just starting to open up. So I'm running 100 watts. He's heard me though, so that's good. And he's -6. So you can see here, there he is on the waterfall. Be good to get him in the log. Yes. There we go. He's got my signal report. E51 WL in the log. It's a bit of a pain. Grid Tracker, because he hasn't sent his grid yet. He hasn't popped up on the map on Grid Tracker yet, so that's why it's not syncing across. So he's working quite a few stations, so I really appreciate him calling. So he is well. I'll bring it up on PSK Reporter afterwards. We'll see who else is around because there's plenty of stations called. Look at all. So E51BQ. So he's in the South Cook Islands. So I'm hearing North Cook, but I'm not hearing South Cook yet. Let's just do a quick PSK Reporter so I can show you guys that. Except it probably hasn't uploaded yet. That's alright. I'll give it a little while and we'll check that out. would be good to get the other station in the log, because I have worked E51WL before. It's, yeah, look, he's got a pile up now, so I'm actually quite fortunate that I got him before the pile up started. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stations there calling him that I can hear as well. Yeah. Lots and lots of stations are calling him now, so I'm quite fortunate to be able to get him in the log. Just trying to bring up... PSK Reporter must be a little bit behind because it's not showing him on the map yet for me. I might be able to change that so that I can look at his... Because I am reporting to PSK Reporter. Yeah, it's just saying I'm monitoring. Sorry while I fiddle around with this. This is what I'm trying to show. So I've got signals heard by my call sign using FT8 over the last 15 minutes. Well, we know it only happened a couple of minutes ago, but he's not appearing on the map yet, so either my WSJT might be a little bit behind reporting. So what other stations have we got there? Still lots of VK5s trying to call him. So yeah, had some success at least. So that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. You didn't have to hang around on the stream for nothing. Steve, I keep hearing your audio and think I have no signals on 6 meters. Yeah, well, don't pipe it through to your computer. We might have an accidental spot. I might get excited. So I'm glad I worked E51 before everyone else did, because I wouldn't have had any chance, I don't think. And Chuck said portable hex beam on 6 meters. It probably would work quite well. I think, although I think you said that you've got a 5-element Yagi, so that's quite good. And as Brooke rightly says, it's winter over there, isn't it? So that'll be a bit cool. So I can see E51BQ is still there, but I'm not hearing him directly. I'm still hearing E51WL at +3 now, so that's quite strong. Not quite strong enough, I don't think, for a proper sideband contact, but yeah. Let's put in here. So this is how we do our spotting in our VK spotter, and this is also open to stations who are not in Australia. So if you are in New Zealand or you're in America, well, wherever you are, you can sign up to this site and use it to spot us here in VK if you like. So E51WL is in BI00. He was on FT8 on 50.313, and I gave him a signal report of what signal report? What signal was he? -6. So he was -6, and then we just hit submit, and then what that does is pops it into the spotter window here, and I get a distance. So that was 6,392 kilometers on a vertical antenna on 6 meters, which is going very, very well. And so he's up here, so you can see here. So this gives a little bit of better indication than PSK Reporter that I was trying before. But E51WL is up here, and E51BQ is down here, so in the South Cook Islands. So I think that he might be the next target. And if we actually have a look at a wider map, it's almost about, probably just under halfway to the US. So yeah, there is a path at our end anyway, getting halfway. So with any luck, we might see it open up a bit later on. So just trying to make sense of all of this that's going on. So E51WL is still there. E51BQ is down here somewhere, I think. Someone's asking E51WL to go to FT4. I don't think that's a very good idea. He's working plenty of stations on FT8. He doesn't need to go moving to FT4. Yeah, wow. So, it's really starting to open up again. So Chuck has also put in the comments that he has a video coming out on the 6-meter hex beam next Monday. So check that out, Monday Night Ham Radio. I'm assuming that is. So yeah, have a look at Chuck's channel for that, because that will be very good. We want to get as many US stations pointing towards us as possible, especially when the band's open like this. But it's just so it happens so infrequently, and when it happens, it just happens. So it's good to be nice and prepared and have a decent antenna up, which I don't have, but that's why I'm quite impressed that that it's worked. So Chuck just says that the sun's just gone down, so yeah, you can see the grey lines now well and truly past the west coast of the US. Interesting, there's no Hawaiian. I haven't seen Hawaii or anyone working Hawaii, so usually we get some sort of stations from Hawaii. But so we can see E51BQ is still there. I sort of want to keep the stream on because I want to try and work him, because it would be good to be able to do that while all of you guys are still listening. Don't forget, if you're still watching, thumbs up the video. That would be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new here, and hit the subscribe button below. And I hope you're enjoying this content, and I'm not too boring for you. Yes, I'm back to hearing VK. I haven't seen E51 pop up again for a while now. Yeah, I must have just caught him just as everyone else started to work him. So I'm very fortunate to be able to just get him. So Chuck also says so Monday the 11th of January is the hex beam video. So because next Monday, no, hang on, today's Saturday. Yes, so next Monday, Saturday here. So next Monday is Monday Night Ham Radio is Willet Antenna Night, which is always fun to see what will work and sometimes what won't work as an antenna. So check that out. But Chuck's video on the hex beam is the following Monday on Monday Night Ham Radio. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe to Chuck and to check that video out. I really want to go and set up this DX Commander, but I don't want to miss the DX. So I haven't seen anyone working the US for quite a while, so I don't think that we're going to see much more of that. Could be wrong. Still haven't seen PSK Reporter pop up just yet with my report to E51WL. So that's a bit odd. But we definitely worked him. Oh, it's all of a sudden gone real quiet. Unless I'm going deaf from FT8 signals, which is always a possibility. Let's just move down here and we'll call CQ for a little bit and see if anything just so happens to pop up. But yeah, so it's been an interesting morning here. As I said, it's 20 to 1, so it's starting to get towards the middle of the day. Everyone went to FT4. Did they really? What frequency is FT4? It's a little bit odd that they'd all go over to FT4. I think this... Someone might... it might pop up. Or someone just heard me. So, once again, I also run Ham Alert, which picks up spots from PSK Reporter as well. It might not have popped up on the... I thought that I would have put E51 in there, but... yeah, I'm just hearing local stuff. Oh, there's E51. So you reckon I went to FT4? See if I hear anyone there. Now I hear CW. Who's that calling? VK5GF on FT4. Wow, it is quick. Let's work some FT4. Let's do that. So that CW just up here is actually a beacon, which is 2 kilohertz higher in frequency from here on 50.320. So it's actually not someone sending CW, it's me actually hearing someone sending it's actually me hearing the beacon. This is interesting. I haven't done FT8, FT4 before, so this might be my first FT4 contact, but I think everyone's stuck on FT8 at the moment, which, you know, while you're making contacts, you may as well. Here we go, VK5AYD. So FT4 is a little bit quicker than FT8. I think it's about half the speed again. I think it's 8 seconds or something like that per transmission. So it's a little bit quicker, which does help with trying to get through on very, very short openings. VK5GF was calling me, but he's now in contact with someone else. So I'm not sure that you'll hear anyone as well, Chuck, on FT4. But oh, okay. So we do have WH6DYI now monitoring in Hawaii. I was only just saying a few minutes ago whether we'd have any Hawaiian stations on the air, so that's good. That's good that we do have someone monitoring. Let's call CQ again. Signals are starting to pop up again on locally. I might switch back to FT8 shortly because this is just local stuff. Call CQ a couple of times and see how we go, but everyone's moving to FT4. What's going on? They want to do it quicker. Oh yeah, VK3 triple B. VK1JA has also heard me on FT4 as well. So also running ham alert. I've got all the alerts. Make sure that I can know when the DX is going to be there. And be careful. FT4 sounds so much different. Check to make sure no one else is calling me, and then we might... VK5PJ, why not? Let's call Peter. Haven't worked Peter on FT4 before, so may as well. So thank you again. We've still got 53 on the stream, which is great to see. So yeah, all local stuff. Again. Okay, we've got him in the log. So what I might do is I might switch back to FT8 and just see if I hear anything. We may as well go to 10 meters as well, just to check that out. Hello to VK1JA as well in the comments. I did see that you saw me quite strong on FT4. So I'll go back to FT8. We'll just have another listen here and see if we get anything. So I'm still hearing E51WL, I noticed, so that's good. He is fairly weak though. So quite a few stations are calling him now. Bit of rare DX. It's good to see. Bit of rare DX. Yeah. So so in the space of he was minus 19 on this signal. Now he's plus 2. So quite a big swing there. So we've got all the local stations now calling him. We should see him respond. So he's still up here. So if we select up here, he should appear on the right hand side. Yep. So he's still working. Quite a few. Let's just switch to 10 quickly. Oh, that's 12. Hello. Who have we got here? VK3 VMR, so locals again. Locals. I'll run this for a few cycles just in case. You never know what's doing. JJ2CJB. Okay. JJ2CJB should be on my map is Japan, so that's good. So we had a Japanese station in the stream earlier on, so he's could possibly be there. Chuck also mentions that he's got 20, 15 and 10 with 3 elements. I might try calling JJ2CJB and see if he hears me on 10. But yeah, nothing from the US that I can see on 10, so it's probably getting a bit late now. Everything was earlier. Okay, so he's calling CQ, so let's see if we can make contact. So we've drawn on the line. We've drawn a line there. I did a stream, it was probably about a week ago now, I suppose, where I did work quite a few JA stations on 10 meters. So it seems like it's starting to happen again. He's still calling CQ. He hasn't heard me. But I reckon the DX Commander would definitely pull him out of the noise. I'd be able to work him easily. But not a bad sort of distance. That's pretty good. See if he's heard me or still calling CQ. No. Still calling CQ. A couple of other JA stations I noticed there as well. So looks like we've got a couple more working. Northern New South Wales, I think, on the map there. Yeah. Very impressed with this green screen. It's working rather well. Look at this. I can cover the whole of Western Australia with my hand now. Oh. Sort of tapers off there. Hopefully we got no Western Australian viewers. No, I don't reckon he's going to hear me. That's alright. We'll turn the transmit off that and go back to 6 meters and listen for a bit more, and if we don't see anything, we might close it down. So thank you again, everybody, for joining me on the stream today. It's been good. I'm a bit disappointed that I didn't start it earlier when there was a little bit more activity going. There was a lot of stuff happening as far as the US is concerned on the band, so that was good. It's probably good too for me to also say to again, don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, to hit the thumbs up button. Also, there's a subscribe button below. There is also a join button below as well if you would like to support the Ham Radio DX channel as well in more ways. So just check that out. I might just switch over to 6 again now and see if we're getting any more activity there. But yes, there is a join button below if you would like to support the channel. I'd greatly appreciate that. But I do appreciate your viewership on the stream today. So maybe just to finish up, who have we got with? So we've still got some local stations, and E51 WL is quite strong. +2. Thank you, Brooke. Appreciate you saying that you learn. I'm always learning as well. I try. I sometimes I don't feel like I am coming across like you can understand me, but hopefully I am coming across in some ways where you can understand what I'm trying to say. The good news is that my battery has charged for my Canon M50 camera, so I can go out. I've got no excuse now to go out and not do the DX Commander video, so I better go and I'll do that, I reckon, today, and we'll see how far we get. Might leave this running and see who I pick up, but definitely been a good morning for some FT8 anyway. And thank you N8AUM saying dead here in Florida, EM70. Yeah. As I mentioned before in the stream, it was mainly the Mexico and west coast of the United States where it was coming in. Someone's telling E51WL to go to CW and SSB. Probably not while he's working so many stations. Maybe a bit later on when it gets really, really strong and he's worked everybody. But yeah, so it's still VKs and ZLs now. So thank you again, everybody, for watching. Oh, here we go. So as soon as I'm just about to stop a stream, Steve from Temporarily Offline decides to jump on. That would be right. Hello, Steve. How are you? It's good to see you on. In case you missed it, I have heard just in time, hey? Maybe I should live stream the DX Commander build. Imagine that. Wouldn't that be riveting viewing? You'd be able to see me fumbling around trying to figure out how to attach Jubilee clips, which are hose clamps, and paracord and tie knots and all sorts of fun things. But for the benefit of those who are just joining us, as one individual is, I've heard a total of four US stations, 2 in Arizona, 1 in Texas. Or was it 3 in Arizona? Can't remember. I'm gonna have to go back and look. Anyway, 4 US stations. I haven't managed to work any of them, unfortunately. I called one several times, but just didn't manage to get hold of him. But I did manage to work E51WL, and you can see that he is still rather strong, or they are rather strong on the signal here, +4, +3. So, E51WL, managed to work them in the North Cook Islands, so that was good. However, there's another station in the South Cook Islands, but I haven't been able to work them yet. And this is all running off a vertical antenna, so quite amazing. But anyway, and temporary offline. It's not a hard build, just time consuming. Yeah. I think I'm going to take my time in building it. It's probably going to be filmed over maybe a couple of days. I'm not sure I'll get it all done today. I'm going to take my time in working out what's going on with it. Probably the hardest thing will be the tying of the knots on the paracord and the shock cord, and just getting it all set up and doing the radials and everything like that. But if you want to know how to set up a DX Commander, I'm pretty sure that if you check out either Temporary Offline, which, check out his channel, or Astro Leah, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to work out how to set up a DX Commander. I think also Josh from Ham Radio Crash Course also did a recent video on the DX Commander as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. Leah has a video on it. Yes, so check out Astro Leah. Have a look at her channel on how to do the DX Commander. In fact, when I get stuck later on today, K8MRD, everyone's done one. I'm going to have to do something different now. What am I going to do? How am I going to set up? How am I going to distinguish my video from all the other good ones? Mine's not going to be good. So I'll have to work out a way of doing that. But check out Astro Leah. If I get stuck later on, I'll just watch her video on how to do it, because I won't have a clue. And Chuck says, the longest you've gone on FT8 and not made a contact. Well, you are on the Magic Band, so it's one of those rare bands that, anything can happen. So the DX Commander is easy for you as well, Brooke. Well, I'm glad that I'm not. We'll see how we go. Hopefully, I don't struggle with it, but it's good that everyone is saying that it's such an easy build, which sort of makes me wonder why Jason from Ham Radio 2.0 hasn't gone and put his up yet. So maybe I should put that on my thumbnail. I'll say I beat him to putting a DX Commander up. So. We'll see how we go. You built 3 DX Commanders before you did videos. Yeah, okay. Ground Zero, NFED half-wave, 86 meters in. It's SD. Is that South Dakota? That's just a guess. I'm not hearing anyone. 2 from scratch. 2 to 3 hours tops. Okay. Is that including filming? 2 to 3 hours putting one together, including filming, plus, let's go, I don't know, 5 hours of editing. Yeah. So we'll do a not those who now I'm just chatting with you guys in the chat. I'm not even watching what's going on the screen. I could be working exotic DX, but I'm talking about DX Commanders now. But yeah, I could do put so maybe on the thumbnail. Are RDX commanders easy to build, or are they simple to build or something? And then have me on one side like this and have Jason on the other side. That's probably a good thing. Overthinking the knots. Yeah, well, the knots are upside down here, Steve, in Australia, so, you know, we need to think about them. VK3MH work USA on 6 meters will differentiate your video. Yeah, it will. If I can work the USA on a DX Commander on 6 meters, then I'd be very impressed. That'd be a good one for him. Enable click transmit and keeps Jason bait. Is that actually a thing? It sounds like a film star. All right. Oh, I don't want to call JJ though. He was on 10 meters. So, all right. We'll call CQ. We'll keep going. We've still got 47 viewers. I'm busting for the loo, and I want to build this DX Commander, but you've forced my hand. So, let's see. So the VK3 Mike Hotel, we will throw our beams away then. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm quite surprised that the diamond worked today. So I woke up this morning and I got all of the alerts saying that the USA was in, and there was a VK3 station who sent me a message to say that there was 6 meters he was working, and I just thought, I'll just put it on FT, because I usually run 6 meters on Whisper when I'm not near the radio, so I thought I'll run it on FT8 and see what I can hear. Let me just turn down, I don't need to run that much there. And I thought, I'll put it on and see what I can hear. And I come down, I left Grid Tracker running, and I came down and had a look on the screen, and sure enough, I saw a US station sitting there, which I couldn't believe. So that's when I had to sort of rush out and do this video, and received more than I actually thought. I thought that I only received 1 station, but I've actually received 4. So that was quite the shock. So we got ZL4KYH. Jason Bateman. Hit the head. We'll wait. Hit the head on what? Not sure what you mean. Brooke makes a very important point that Jason won't see the video because he also has bad internet out there, doesn't he? Ah, there we go. ZL4KYH in the log. Where's he? Oh, he's in the middle of New Zealand over here. Across the river. Across the sea. Where my fingers are disappearing. Across the sea. We work ZL all the time. Oh, the loo. Yep. That'd be real fun. Here we go. VK5 WU. Oh, hello. So ZL4KYH is actually a viewer on at the moment, so it was great to work you. I do apologize. I am just trying to work out how to pronounce your name. I don't want to mess it up. I think it's Kawana. So great to be able to work you. And VK2XBP quite rightly says, yes, it is the Dutch. The Dutch. And I've worked. It's a bit funny because we worked ZL1IU on a video a few weeks back on my channel on 2.4 gigahertz. We worked him on 2 meters easy, and so sometimes when you go back down to 6 meters and you try to work them on 6, it's sort of, oh yeah, we've worked ZL before on more bands. It's sort of, it doesn't become all that hard to do. But no, we love the New Zealanders. They're good. We love the Kiwis. And thank you, Kawana. I'm glad that I did pronounce your name correctly. I just had to process that while I was while I was talking. I didn't want to mess that up. So we've got VK3BD. So again, VK3BD is another very, very short station, not that far from here, just a hop, skip and a jump over the river. I keep saying river. Why do I keep saying river? Over the ocean, over the sea. So thanks to Steve, we've made a couple of contacts now. Where have you been for the last 2.5 hours, Steve? You missed all the good bits. No one calling me now. So let's go back to PSK Reporter. And let's go that one. And let's go that one. I'm only seeing, oh, it must be more than 3 hours ago, that's why. Okay, so for those joining us, and we'll recap again. So, PSK Reporter, these are the stations that I heard earlier on using my vertical antenna on 6 on FT8, K7NN in Arizona at -18. This was the other Texas station, NZ5F in Texas. Where's he? San Antonio at -20. And then we had AA5C -19 and AA5AM at -17. Very similar call sign size. And where were they? Dallas. No idea where Jason from Ham Radio 2.0 is there. I can't see as well because of all the lights that are appearing. How do I turn those off? Hide city lights. Oh, there we go. So that's good. I didn't work them, sorry. I heard them. Oh, I've just seen Galveston here. Not sure where Jason usually resides, but might be good to sort of get onto him and say, where were you? Could have worked me on. I could have heard you on 6 meters. But no, these guys up here would be running quite large Yagi antennas, no doubt. So you've made, so Steve, so the other channel that you want to check out as well is Temporarily Offline. He is actually temporarily online at the moment, as you can see. In the chat, I'll put a link into the chat where you can go and subscribe to Steve. Very good content, KM9G. So check him out and you'll be able to see his latest videos. Ah, here we go. Let's jump on E51BQ. See, that's the problem. I'm chatting away and he pops up. I wanted the South Cook Islands and I wanted to work him. Why didn't you guys tell me? There he is again. Turn up the power. Here I am chatting away and you don't tell me that South Cook Islands pop up. Let's see how we go. Ah, there we go. It's actually drawing on the map this time. Good. So you can see the two little green dots there in the South Pacific. Ah, he didn't hear me. There we go. So where those lines are being drawn there. So I'm hearing E51WL, he's calling CQ, and I'm also hearing E51BQ calling CQ. I've been heard in Wisconsin. Have I? By who? I didn't see it on PSK Reporter. Was that on 6 meters? I hope I'm not jumping over the top of you as well, VK3MH. Please let me know if I am, and I'll let you try and work him, because you've probably got more chance of success of working him than what I am at the moment. So if I am, just let me know, and I will stop calling. But once we snag E51BQ, that would be great. Ah, here we go. -10. Yeah. VK2XBP, as I'm on F call, 6 meters unfortunately is an option for transmit. Yeah. I need to do a video on that. I'm going to do a video on some of the things that I think need to be improved in amateur radio in Australia, and that is one of them. Oh no, 7.3, there it is. In the log. Yes! South Cook Islands. Oh, thank you. And I'm glad that I wasn't over the top of you, VK3MH. So that is great. So good. I've got E51BQ. So I've got the 2 Cook Island stations in the log today. Bunch of ZLs. No US stations yet. They've all disappeared. Chris crushing the contacts. Yeah, it's all happening off a vertical as well. I'm never going to get to this DX Commanders today. Here we go. So so I've worked the pile up, and now all the other I've worked him just before the pile up now. So okay, so back to what Steve was saying. Bring up PSK report and take a look who heard you. Okay, so we go wrong window again. That one. So let's go who heard me over the last 24 hours. On who I've heard. Or did you say? Maybe you said the opposite. Who heard me? But I doubt anyone heard me. So they're the 4 stations that I've heard, or have heard me rather, on 6. So in case you mean something else, let me know. Maybe you do mean sent by me on 6. Let's have a look at that. I'll just check that out while that goes in the background. Oh, yeah. So it's only stations in Australia that have heard me. So I wonder what band you saw that on. So Ham Radio TV, I'm on 40 meters FT8. Just saying, you need to go up in frequency, Jason. You need to go up. So temporary offline says, so who heard you? Signal sent by. Yep. So on 6 meters, show signals sent by me, FT8, over the last 24 hours. There's no lines there. Oh, it's not drawing lines properly. But these are just stations that are listening, aren't they? Yeah. These are just stations monitoring. Oh. Yeah, no. They're not... These aren't stations that have heard me. These are just ones that are listening, I think. I think if they've got a timestamp next to them, then that's when I was received. But if they don't have a timestamp next to me, which no one in America does, then that's a bit different. That's why all these timestamps are here. So, no, I don't think I have been heard there. Lines are for work, just listeners don't have lines. Yeah, I don't think I have been heard by all of those stations. I'm pretty sure it's the timestamp that requires that to be shown. Because there's a couple of European stations as well. I definitely haven't been heard by any of them. There's an option to always draw the lines. The ones with the minute dBs are the ones I've heard you. Yeah, that's what I thought. But that's pretty cool. So let's go back to get grid tracker running again. So yeah, we've got still got a few stations popping up. So it's all new. It's all Kiwis. It's all the Kiwis. So don't know why there's still a line being drawn to E51WL. Maybe he's called CQ somewhere in the map decay. Yeah, because he's still calling CQ. VK2PW. No, it was good to get that one in the log. What's this 40 meter FT8 business? If I switch over to 40 meters, I won't hear much. I'll only hear what's happening in Australia because it's, as you can see, it's daylight here at the moment. Someone did say that they were hearing 20 meters. Where you might want to put that back in the in the chat. Oh, I'm hearing Australia on 20 meters right now, the east coast of the US. Oh, okay. I wonder if that's FT8 or not. I can go down to 20 meters quickly, just before ending the stream. Kiwis, yeah, they're local blokes. They're local. They're only just across the sea, across the Tasman Sea. Well, we call them local in Australia. But no, Kiwis, sorry, is a slang for New Zealanders. Yeah. We're in Australia. We're sort of every state. We've got our own sort of slang for each other. So Tasmania, we're Tasmanians. Victoria, Victorians. Queensland, Queenslanders. New South Wales, New South Welshmen. But yeah, when I say local Kiwis, they're not too far away. They're just over the Tasman Sea, which is about 2,500 kilometers away from here, which is so many miles. 1,400, 1,500 miles, something like that. So I'm just waiting to see if that other person in the chat is still on 20 meters and whether I go down there. Otherwise, we might see about getting outside and building this DX Commander. So, Aussie Ham Radio there, just another state of Australia. Oh, we have to be careful. We have to be careful. No, we love the Kiwis. They're good. We especially thanks, Brooke. We have quite a big rivalry in between Australia and New Zealand in two sports. One is cricket, and the other one is rugby. So that's probably the only time where we really like to give it to the Kiwis. Yeah, we've got plenty of other stations now popping up. Yeah, still lots of local stuff. All right, let's just, because I saw it in the chat, let's go to 20 meters. Well, that sounds weird. Well, either way, I'm not hearing anything on there. Well, I heard some SSB then anyway. Ah, Australian. I heard the accent. Back on 10. Oh! Is that just decoded on 10? Can't be right. It's probably decoded on 20. It's better. I thought I saw CE3DOH on 10. JA. No, all good. I think we'll we'll call it there. So I think that's been a very good morning. Very good morning of streaming. Very good morning of DX as well. Thank you everyone for joining in. It's been great to have you on. Here we go again. Ah, dear. Temporary offline. You see VK6 on 20 meters. Okay. Let's see if I can work you on 20. Let me just turn that off. Okay. KM9G. Send me some FT8. I'll see if I can see you. Before we shut down the stream. Let's see if we can work Steve. KM9G. Or do you want me to send FT8? Lots of stations on there. That station's S9. You're calling CQ. Okay. I'll look out for you. Didn't see you. Maybe it only works DX Commander to DX Commander. That's probably the problem, I reckon. Yeah, wow, 20 meters is really open at the moment. My map's not out far enough. If you want to stop calling CQ, I'll start, just in case it's one way. Actually, no, I won't call CQ because then I'll have a pile up and then I'll never get out of here. Okay, I'll call CQ. Oh, not call CQ. I'll call you. Oh, don't know if you can hear that buzz. Sounds like I've got issues with RF on my headphones. Okay, so we've got a few. So we've turned the 6 meter stream into 20 meters. Cool. All right, no worries. I do see VK3MDH there as well. Okay, well, if you see me, then you can call me. We'll do that. What are we up to? We're probably up to nearly 2.5 hours on the stream. You guys are stopping me from building my DX Commander. Yeah, I think I might join the FT8 competition with TO as well. Sorry, I'm just sending messages to other people now because, you know, we've gone to 20 meters. I see LW2DAF working VK6 MIT, but I don't see anyone else. Oh, NW Hiker was on FT4, not FT8. He does need new blood, Brook. That's true. He's the one who's sending me messages at the moment. No one's hearing me. What's going on? Oh, that's right. I need to build a DX Commander. That's the problem. Maybe I should just, maybe with the way the streaming's going at the moment, I should just leave the radio running. Just do another 10-hour stream. And then come back to it, and I can re-watch it later on and see what you guys said and what I heard. Thank you, Brian, as well, for joining us on the stream today. It's good to have you on and to see you on there. Very strong station there calling. Looks like I'm being heard on 20. I don't know what it is, but it seems to me that maybe it's just my antenna, but in the US, there's a lot of people on 20 meters. 20 meters just seems to be just active all over the band, but we don't seem to have that much activity on 20 meters here. So I don't know whether it's just no one's on it or what's going on, but I'm talking like SSB, because SSB seems to be rather quiet on 20. Maybe that'll all change when I put the DX Commander up. Yeah, I'm hearing weird things in my headphones because of RF. Alright. I don't think you're hearing me, and I'm not hearing you now. So, I'm running 100 watts at the moment. So, yeah. Just all sorts of other stations in. Who have we got here? Who have I got on Grid Tracker? LW and HC. South America. Let's give South America a go. Speaking of which, VK6 is working. Oh, South America. Nah, they're all in QSO. That's fine. And okay, Brooke, on attaching your DX Commander to the side of the house, that would be interesting to see how you attach it and what you do to fix that problem with the wind. My problem with the wind's not too much here. Not too much of a problem. I'm just going to use the standard way of mounting it with the paracord. Oh dear. Let's go back up to 10. 10's noisy still. Clear that out. That's not right. It hasn't decoded a couple of call signs correctly because I switched halfway through. Now that's interesting. Hearing VK7NET on 10 meters, that's very, very short skip. Very, very short. Hang on, that's a new call sign. Hang on. No, that's not right. PM95, that's in. Let me erase that. That's better. For some reason, my WSJT was showing weird call signs with weird grid squares. At least I think I was. Maybe I'm going crazy. No. Okay. Cool. Let's let's work these guys. Where's he? Oh, Japan. That's a strange call sign for Japan. 7L4XDT. Okay. Fair enough. I guess HL9GY, same grid square. For some reason, I thought I got confused with that. That looks similar to a call sign here in Australia, in South Australia, Adelaide, which is on the same longitude. But instead of PM95, they're PF95. That's where I got confused. Yeah, okay, 7L Japanese call sign. Yeah, I didn't know that. I'm just used to seeing JA or JH. That's probably my problem. You're not hearing me. That's all right. Whoops. Okay. What are we at? Oh, still got 37. 37 of you guys are still putting up with me. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sticking around. I only just did this off the cuff. Now I need to go and build this antenna. So, now 10 meters is everywhere. Oh, wrong antenna. Let's go back to 6, and we'll just in case, because we don't know what's been happening while we've been on other bands. So we've got VK5 and VK7. FT8 HA, he's a new one. He's in New Caledonia. E51WL is now up to plus 13. So he is strong enough for a sideband contact, which would be cool. I'm not sure. Now I want to get him over to sideband. Yeah. Let's try working FT8 HA. So's the other VK7. We're both competing for him. Let's see who gets him first. Ah, him. Not me. That's all right. I'll wait till he's finished calling him. So, thank you, John, as well, for the greetings and also for hashtag #HamHarder. Now we've got stations galore working. What's that? FT8HA sent -16. So now I need to wait for a report back before I'll call again. So he said Rogers -16. So when he sends his 73s, I'll give him a call and see. Ah, here we go. He's calling CQ now. Sent it with my grid square. I should have just given him a signal report, but anyway, no matter. So let's have a look here. So we're currently calling in New Caledonia. FT8 HA. Oh, that's disappointing. You didn't hear me. Thank you, Rick. KC4AJF, good to have you on from Atlanta, Georgia. I think he's there now. I can see him on the waterfall. No, he's working someone else. VK3 India Kilo is working him. So he's just sent 7. So VK3 IK has just sent 7-3. So they've completed their contact. So I'll try calling him now and see how we go. Looks like the other VK7 KRJ station didn't quite manage to finish a contact with him. Yeah, I did see VK3 IK working him in the log. Very good. He's moved on to VK2. Not quite sure that he's sending 7-3s properly. He's sending Roger, 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 which I think that's the wrong messages. Or you change that in the messages somewhere. I think he should be sending Roger, Roger 73s, so I'm not sure that he's sending the Roger, Rogers. E51BQ's said CQ as well. I want E51WL's still pretty strong. I reckon I could work him on SSB. Sending a 7-3s, still working, people. The FK8 is not responding to me now. E51WL. Wonder if he's probably still working, people. I wonder if I can put in freeform text. I don't know whether this will work. If I ask him to go to, is he still working, people? Oh, here we go. Oh, there we go. He got my signal. So, managed to work FK8 in the end. I was just going to... E51WL, he's working ZL. Would be good to work him on sideband. But there's no real way to ask him to go to sideband apart from on air, and I don't really want to do it at the moment because he's working too many other stations, so it's not fair for him to take him away from FT8 when he hasn't really worked everyone. FK and HA working a couple more stations there. Well, that's good. I've got so far 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Australia, New Zealand, South Cook, North Cook, and New Caledonia in the log today on FT8. So, it'd be great if I had them on, if I had the US in there too. That's what I originally started this stream for. Now ZL2 okay sending CQJA, so he must be trying to call them there. E51BQ is calling CQ a lot, but it's difficult because he's too... I don't think he's not strong enough for me to do sideband. I I could send maybe in the freeform text E51 SSB and see if they'll come down. A couple of VK7s are working in now, so got to look after the VK7s. Let's go down to sideband quickly. I was supposed to end the stream hours ago, I know, but I heard a station there a minute ago. So I'm on 50.110 sideband now.
VK7MD ZL2 Charlie Mike Charlie. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're still 5 and 7. Having to watch it here. Only running
So ZL2 CMC.
Yeah, sorry about trouble. Guys, ZL2 Mike Fox. Getting knocked out. But you guys are really strong.
Another ZL. A couple of ZL stations calling CQDX. Would be good if the E51 stations in the Cook Islands moved over to sideband, especially considering I reckon I'd work them right now. But he's still working on FT8. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Sorry, I'm running out of things to say now. Been streaming for, what are we up to now? Nearly 3 hours. There's DX Commanders to be built.
VK7 Mike Delta, ZL2 Mike Fox, trying to go to 130.
Well, he was strong. I can't hear VK7MD because he's at the other end of the state. He's too close. Or too far, depending on how you want to look at it. Let's go back to FT8 for a sec. Would be good if we could get... It would be excellent if we could get E51. I'm sort of hanging out for E51 to hopefully move to sideband, but I'm not entirely sure that he's going to do that. NW Hiker 3 element 6 meter yard. Yeah, get it up in the air. That'd be great. 10 and 6. In fact, 10 meters. I really like that. I do really like that band as well. 10 and 6. Really good. E51's disappeared. I don't know whether it's just because I can't hear them anymore or not. Yeah. Oh no, he's still there. 7. Let's E51 WL VK7HH SSB question mark. Let's just do it. See if he'll go to SSB. He's just oh, it's going to truncate it, isn't it? It's too long. I wanted to get a message through to see if he'll try sideband. Because I think he's finished having calls. He's finished. Too many windows open. Try sending again this time with my call sign so that he knows. I think I'm transmitting on the same frequency as him. Yeah, I am. So you should see that pop up in the corner. So I'll go to 50.110 and see if he moves down. Oh, he might be responding to me. Or not. Might be someone else. Faded out. So we'll see if he'll go to 50.110. That would be awesome to get him on sideband. Let's see. Well, that's his signal there. So it is pretty strong. Not this big one here. That's just a local. See. Oh, so he's calling me now. You're hearing my FT8 audio, are you, TO? I'll give him another report because the signal has gone up. He's definitely heaps stronger than he was before. He must have seen my SSB. And I'm not sure. I feel like that message is going to be too long. Ah, someone else is working him now. No matter, that's fine. I'll let him continue on. Ah, Smoke Signals RF. Hello, Don. How are you? Good to see you on. I'm amazed that I'm still streaming, and I'm still even more amazed that 40 of you guys are still watching after almost 3 hours. That is exactly what you are trying to do, TO. You're trying to stop me from building my DX Commander Team Ham Radio 2.0. Oh dear. So, Chuck, were you heard by a Mexican station or the other way around? I wonder how you were going there. Yeah, watching. You guys are having your own little chat there. Meanwhile, I've been trying to get this station in the North Cook Islands. I can't remember what his name is. Have a look. Warwick. That's it. I worked him not last year, the year before. And I worked him on FT8 then as well. I've never heard him this strong before. That's why I wanted to work him on sideband, but he seems to have tried to work other stations. He hasn't worked anyone for a while, so truncated again. He might have gone to SSB if he's disappeared here. I'll switch. I'll switch to. Oh, Don, N5 SKT hearing Mexico on 6. Oh, that's good. Oh, very good. I reckon E51WLs, he may have gone down. Yeah, I haven't heard in the last few transmissions. So he may have gone SSB. And rather than keeping the... Let's see if we can work him. I think ZLs are chatting on the call channel. They should move up in frequency. No, finish now. So the 1RQ worked in before. CQDX, Victor Kilo 7 Hotel Hotel, Victor Kilo 7 Hotel Hotel. CQDX, VK7HH, Victor Kilo 7 Hotel Hotel, VK7HH, calling CQDX and listening. Someone calling CQJA, I think. Oh. No. Turn my volume down. It needs to go up. Well, that's who's calling CQJA. CQDX, Victor Kilo 7 Hotel Hotel, VK7HH, calling CQDX and listening. If he has moved over. CQ, VK7HH. It's like I can hear someone there, but that plays on your ears, doesn't it? I'm glad to see you're working the Mexican stations on 6, though, Chuck. That's great. I gather that's on 6 meters. I've just been looking in the chat, but I didn't quite see. Oh, no, it is, yeah, XE1GZU. Don's working him too. CQDX, VK7HH, Victor Kilo 7 Hotel Hotel, calling CQDX, listening. It's all very quiet. That's the problem. I actually sometimes Kawana puts an interesting comment in the chat. I will be outside and I think that I'll hear whisper signals, and the radio's turned down, but I think that I can hear them. And after you hear them for a long time, they get ZL. They get impressed on your brain, the sounds. CQ, Victor Kilo 7 Hotel Hotel. Very good, Chuck. That's excellent. XE2TT, that's great. What sort of distance is that, I wonder? I'll tell you what I hear all the time, T.O. You should put up your DX Commander, but it's not happening. I haven't even had lunch. Starving. Okay, no. I don't reckon he's moved to FT8, and even if he has... No, it's just a local. VK2. FT8 HA, still calling CQs. Getting rather strong though. Not strong enough for sideband. All right, I think we'll call it there. Thank you everybody for joining in on the stream today and also in the chat. It's been great. And ZL1 KFM, just a comment there. If you don't have an antenna for 6 meters, check out. I've got a video on how to build a simple flower pot antenna out of RG58 coax. So yeah, check that video out because it'll allow you to get on 6 rather easily. And I'm glad to see that that Don and N5 SKT and also Chuck have been very successful in working at Mexico stations. And no, Tio, I'm not going to fall into that trap again of just one more thing. So I am definitely going to be stopping the stream unless I see a US station pop up in my band activity on FT8 in the next 30 seconds. But I don't think that that's going to happen. So. And thank you, Chuck. Oh, so 2,000, that's very good. 2,000 kilometers. And because it's the middle of winter, isn't it, for you guys, or pretty close to it. So that's not a bad sort of distance on 6. So even when you think that the band is not open, there you go. You've even been working through. Thank you, VK3MH, for joining me on the stream as well. Yep, lunch as well. And I'll be heading off. So thank you everyone for joining in on the stream. Don't forget to subscribe to Ham Radio DX. Hit that subscribe button below and the bell icon because you never know when I'll start streaming in the middle of the day when the DX is happening. Who knows? So get notified of that. Hit that bell icon. Hit the like button on this video if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you all.